he has ruined their big chance there of pulling off a coup and getting this trophy. It now comes down to the tie-breaker bout, a welterweight bout between RAMASHKEVICH of Azerbaijan and the magnificent Arisnoidys DESPAIGNE. Not to say RAMASHKEVICH isn't magnificent, but DESPAIGNE is a beautiful fighter, and well, the Cubans really do have someone very special in this tiebreaker bout. What a man to hold back, Will.
Absolutely. DESPAIGNE is arguably my favourite boxer in not only the AIBA championships, but in WSB. He really is a stylist, not unlike La Cruz, but he has a very, very, very unnatural fluidity to what he does, and he reminds me, dare I say it, of a classy boxer from the 80s and 90s in the UK, Mr. Chris Eubank. He really is an awkward character.
He is, yeah, that's a good one. I'll give you that. And here is the man himself coming out, Arisnoidys DESPAIGNE. And thinking back to that AIBA World Championship that he had against Danyar Yalusanov of Kazakhstan when he lost. Well, some people would have scored it in his favor. It was tight, and perhaps the hometown boy got the nod in favor just because of the roar of the Almaty crowd. And Arisnoidys DESPAIGNE was not happy at the end of it. He felt he should have won that World Championship. Well, now he has a chance to do something truly great for his nation in their debut season. Come out and win the WSB finals. Exceptional condition, very long-armed fighter, has great range, and just like De La Cruz, he can throw punches from anywhere. Well, the MC screaming his heart out for Yauheni RAMASHKEVICH. The crowd as vocal as they have been, hoping, praying that this man can pull out something special in this tie-breaker bout.
RAMASHKEVICH, a very, very clever fighter. I like what he brings to WSB. He really is a skilled boxer.
2-2 in the WSB, 2 wins, 2 losses so far this season. This is the story for DESPAIGNE. 3 wins, 0 losses, ranked number 2 in the WSB, and they're pulling him out in the tiebreaker. Well, that shows some real cool from the coaches of the Cubans. Well, the reason they didn't use him in fight 2 earlier on in the welterweights, but that's because they've got Sotolongo, who's just an incredible boxer, the world champion from 2009, an Olympic champion. So he's actually not the best Cuban, even though he's the number 2 in the WSB. So once again, a big showman, the Cuban. And probably ready to be a pantomime baddie here as well. He's full of confidence. This is a big ask for the Baku Fires. Yauheni RAMASHKEVICH in the black and fire shorts. We come out for 5 3-minute rounds. And look at this, Arisnoidys DESPAIGNE touches gloves with a punch.
Unbelievable. As Lloyd Hunnigan said, I didn't come here to take home overtime. And unbelievably, straight away, DESPAIGNE sets out his stall. Let's not underestimate Yauheni RAMASHKEVICH. He's a very, very useful boxer. But DESPAIGNE, well, I would say, is a different class. And just look at that awkward style. He moves to his left. Just look, and he's like Chris Eubank. He adopts a sort of a martial arts stance. It's very unorthodox indeed. And then he slows things down and winds back. It's almost robotic. I mean, it's mesmerizing to watch, but just look at the speed. Left, right, all over. RAMASHKEVICH is very orthodox, and he's very good at what he does. Good footwork, good hands, but against DESPAIGNE.
He's beaten some good men as well by TKO this season. Arisnoidys DESPAIGNE, 2 of his 3 fights have been won by TKO. Oh goodness, look at that! From a bizarre angle, falling backwards, he gets through. This has incredible balance, DESPAIGNE.
Quite clearly, DESPAIGNE's come to do business right from the get-go. Look at the focus on him, and RAMASHKEVICH hasn't laid a meaningful glove on DESPAIGNE yet, and starting to get frustrated, RAMASHKEVICH, and that's just what Arisnoidys DESPAIGNE wants. But he moves to the left so awkwardly that RAMASHKEVICH just can't get that right hand across in time. Puts the left out to try and tee him up, but by the time the right comes through, DESPAIGNE's gone. And just look at that cheeky peer, the scowl, just that whole presence and the slow motion. But then he just unleashes, and it's, well,
when he wants it, can be absolutely furious. That slow, backward stalking movement he does. Complete contrast to when he explodes into a flurry. DESPAIGNE, oh, gets through, flicks up that jab onto the chin of RAMASHKEVICH.
DESPAIGNE now out to really set his stamp on this and to outbox RAMASHKEVICH. But RAMASHKEVICH engages, but he's got the power. DESPAIGNE looks to the corner there because he was hurt by RAMASHKEVICH, but DESPAIGNE has the power. Just look at that, slips under that guard, comes back up. RAMASHKEVICH getting into this. RAMASHKEVICH starting to pressurise DESPAIGNE. Clear round for the Cuban, but RAMASHKEVICH just might get traction. And the slow-mo. And the exchanges, a little bit scrappy, not the clean contact, but the movement of DESPAIGNE so awkward. RAMASHKEVICH, just towards the end of the round, started to get DESPAIGNE in the crosshairs. Let's see if he makes purchase of that going into the second.
His defence is just phenomenal, DESPAIGNE. 10-9 across the board, and I think that's a pretty fair reflection. RAMASHKEVICH turned it on in the dying seconds there, but didn't really get through with too many clean punches. The way he defends, I think Chris Eubanker's a very good comparison. He keeps his eye on his opponent all the time. His left hand dropped down by his side, and his angles of movement are quite unusual.
Straight away a left-right combination. RAMASHKEVICH tries to get involved, tries to close his man down and go to a bit of a slugfest. RAMASHKEVICH having none of the showboating, wants to get in and mix it up early. Good work from RAMASHKEVICH, not giving DESPAIGNE the room to operate.
I think that's the thing to do, isn't it? Get up inside, bully him against the ropes a little bit. That's what RAMASHKEVICh is trying to do here. If he's going to lose lose the WSB final bout, then he's going to have to try and give everything, so that he doesn't walk away from this feeling that he's just given DESPAIGNE an easy win, because everybody expects this Cuban to take it.
Well, RAMASHKEVICh on his toes now, and I said to you that he's got good movement, RAMASHKEVICh, good boxing skills, confident on his toes.
He's changing up now, moving backwards, looking to fight on the counter.
And scoring. Right hand goes across.
RAMASHKEVICh almost doing a little bit of copycat there to DESPAIGNE. Pushes him up against the corner. I think this is what he's got to do, try and physically impose himself on him, but I'm not sure he is the stronger of the two. And DESPAIGNE, big uppercut there as they left the clinch. Nothing seems to bother RAMASHKEVICh.
Well, RAMASHKEVICh charges forward, 3-4 punch combination. DESPAIGNE complaining that he's being held, but all's fair in love and war, and the referee happy with that.
Almost looked like a knee there from RAMASKEVICH as well. That's the referee just saying be careful in the clinch.
RAMASKEVICH very much in this, and look at the confidence. Starting to do his own showboating.
He's doing the DESPAIGNE on DESPAIGNE. I'm stunned really. RAMASKEVICH is, just a little stumble there, that's all it was. 30 seconds to go in round 2. And RAMASKEVICH, he could do enough here to pull this round and take round 2 if he keeps this pace up. But DESPAIGNE is getting the cleaner shots in.
Absolutely, a big right hand there found its target with some heat on it. RAMASKEVICH, again, a huge amount of heart here, but DESPAIGNE looks like he may be going for a stoppage. Not out to outbox his opponent like La Cruz. These are big shots. And look at RAMASKEVICH, he's mixing it up.
Yeah, he's really going roughhouse, pushing him against the ropes, getting as many punches in the clinch as possible. Trying to keep this close in as possible. And this is his best opportunity, really.
He created quite a bit of space, actually, RAMASKEVICH, and started to do his own showboating. But when he started to trade like that, just coming forward, I think that really took DESPAIGNE by surprise. And all the clinching, all the shutting down has kind of really cramped the style, literally, of DESPAIGNE.
10-9, split decision, and 10-10-9, yes, 2-1 in favour of the Baku Fire. So that has made things a little more interesting after round number 2. This is very close on the scorecards. I think a split decision was fair there.
Absolutely, and I think, you know, everyone thought that this was a cake to be walked. Just look at RAMASKEVICH, he's game on for this, and it was a cake to be walked by the Cuban, but nobody told RAMASKEVICH.
He's complaining there, being clubbed to the back of the head, and the referee steps in and says something. The crowd trying to do their bit in this as well. He's such a big character, not just in terms of boxing ability, DESPAIGNE, but just a huge character in life. But RAMASKEVICH is meeting him head on. Look at this, playing around against the Joker himself. This is phenomenal stuff. Big personality from RAMASKEVICh here.
Well, I've seen his work before, RAMASKEVICH, throughout the season, and he has got skills. He's got great boxing skills. They're different skills from DESPAIGNE, but they're skills. And look, DESPAIGNE is starting to get just a little frazzled, and needs to have a care because the referee won't tolerate too much. And DESPAIGNE getting just a little bit needled by RAMASKEVICh because it's not on the script, and DESPAIGNE was hurt there.
The referee's got to get on top of this because RAMASKEVICh now holding his head in the clinch and punching him. Starting to get a little bit ugly at the moment when they're in the clinch, and minute and a half gone in round 3. We're halfway through this bout, this tiebreaker bout. Everything rests on this. Emotions are high here.
In the game of styles and dancing and showboating, RAMASKEVICh is right up there. And then, when he gets in close, he shuts down DESPAIGNE and puts the pressure on. You know what? We could see a real big upset here, and I think RAMASKEVICh could take this.
Well, he's pulling him into a brawl. We haven't seen DESPAIGNE doing his slow backwards movement in a while now. Look at him. He's like a bull charging in now, DESPAIGNE. He's got him into a toe-to-toe war, and I'm not sure that really suits DESPAIGNE, who's got that great long range. He should be backing off. I'm sure the Cuban coaches will be telling him, just cool it a little bit. It only takes one punch and it could be over.
RAMASKEVICh being warned about the shoulder. He's got the height, and he just gets it in under the chin of DESPAIGNE when they're in the clinch. But just look, no guard on his toes, just jogging back. And he's niggled DESPAIGNE. And when they get to exchange, he's trading well with DESPAIGNE.
Unbelievably well. Well, 15 seconds to go of round 3. This is too difficult to call. I think it could be another split decision here. RAMASKEVICh has bullied him around the ring. You could even see a clean sweep of the judges going to him, but he has played a little bit rough.
Interesting to see how the judges found this. I think it's very difficult to score. I think DESPAIGNE may have done it, but this was a brilliant performance from RAMASHKEVICH, and it all got a little bit scrappy. Both men desperate to work, but they got shots off, and just look at the sheer effort involved.
Just stuck to him like glue. Even when he missed with big fresh air punches, he then just kept at DESPAIGNE all the time, not allowing him to work at range at all. So there you go, split decision. 2 judges going to DESPAIGNE, 1 to RAMASHKEVICH, Judge C. 28-29 across the board to the Cuban. 1 point in it at the moment. 2 rounds to go. Cuba fractionally up. This has swung backwards and forwards throughout the entire 2 days. And RAMASHKEVICH doing his very best to keep this alive.
What a nail-biting final tiebreaker to the final. Round 4, and neither of these men giving up an inch. I have to say, his style has been cramped incredibly by RAMASHKEVICH, and this young Azeri fighter putting on a display and the fight of his life.
Yes, DESPAIGNE charging forward here, punching and missing. RAMASHKEVICH can change it up when he wants to.
Just look at the pressure that RAMASHKEVICH must be under. Whoever wins this bout wins the championship for their team. And I mean, to just have that confidence to be able to stand up like RAMASHKEVICH is doing on paper. DESPAIGNE absolutely by a country mile.
Again, a punch after they were told to stop boxing and separate. He's got some real needle in it right from the get-go. DESPAIGNE, and the touch of gloves. It wasn't a touch, he came out punching at the start of round 1.
Composed DESPAIGNE, starting to get some of his old fluidity back, but RAMASHKEVICH headhunting here, throwing big shots.
Shouting stop, and again, DESPAIGNE not listening, throwing another flurry of punches. You can see a warning point being awarded here. The referee will be very justified here. RAMASHKEVICH gets him into a corner. Nothing clean hitting so far, though.
Well, DESPAIGNE having to slip under RAMASHKEVICH because RAMASHKEVICH is holding him against the ropes. And although he's hitting, he's turning and hitting his man because he's got no choice. So it's a tough gig for DESPAIGNE because RAMASHKEVICH is really gaming the rule system here.
Boxing square on, going backwards, charging forward. RAMASHKEVICH has really shown all different skills here. You would never think there was such a difference in terms of record or form over the past, and RAMASHKEVICh just slips over. 40 seconds to go in round 4. Hard to see which way this round is going at the moment. DESPAIGNE maybe has just done a little bit more work. I have to say he's been just a bit dirty in the clinch.
Well, DESPAIGNE is starting to get on top of this now, and RAMASHKEVICH starting to tire. There's an awful lot of pressure. Gets tagged coming forward there, and it was going to be tiring keeping up that pressure on DESPAIGNE, but DESPAIGNE now starting to come into his own here.
10 seconds to go in round 4. A little flurry here, gets tagged RAMASHKEVICh, and another one from DESPAIGNE, and again, good finish by the Cuban.
Unbelievable, and a little weak there from RAMASHKEVICh. You know, unbelievable. The president of AIBA there smiling because what a fantastic turnaround. What a fantastic final. It's so close, nail-bitingly close.
Well, I don't know, it's a tough one to see. I think it's best just to keep quiet and wait for the judges now. DESPAIGNE, he's had a war out there. I bet he thought coming out on the ring walk that he was going to have an easy go of it. Not at all. He does win that one 10-9 across the board. I felt he would do. He had the cleaner shots and had a great finish to the round as well. 39-37. I thought at times, though, he's done a lot of shots to the back of the head. He could have had a warning point deducted there.
Absolutely, it got just a little bit raggedy from both fighters, but it righted itself.
Number 5.
The referee just gives him a little talking to there before the start of round 5. Everyone hoping this finishes it in a sportsmanlike manner. So 3 minutes to go to decide the WSB finals. Little slip by RAMASKEVICH doesn't help his cause at all.
Headhunting right from the get-go, DESPAIGNE. He's landing clean shots. Whether or not he's going to cause a problem for RAMASKEVICH at this stage, I don't know. But DESPAIGNE looking to put some heat on the punches. And in the 5th round, the Cubans love to show off. They love to show the skills. They like to show what they're capable of doing and outbox their opponent. But he's being drawn, and RAMASKEVICH holding on to the hand of DESPAIGNE, pulling him in. So game system being played by both players here.
RAMASKEVICH has got him in the corner again. 2 points down on the judges' scorecards. He needs to win this by 10-8, which would really mean he has to rock DESPAIGNE with a big punch. Get him a standing 8 perhaps, and at the moment it doesn't look likely.
Confidence has come back to DESPAIGNE. Certainly, there was a lot happening there that wasn't in the script as far as DESPAIGNE was concerned. Like that, big left hand from RAMASKEVICH. But DESPAIGNE taking control again and starting to land clean shots and scoring well.
DESPAIGNE waving to the wives and girlfriends at the side there. That confidence back again. The cocky swagger that he came into the ring with is there again. He's feeling good. He knows he's on top. Just 1 minute and 10 seconds to go now. Can RAMASKEVICH turn this round? Can he become an Azeri legend? He needs something really special. Just looks tired, and no surprise, he's had an incredible work rate over the 5 rounds.
Got hit very hard there from the right hand of DESPAIGNE, but DESPAIGNE doesn't look as if he wants to engage. He wants to dance, work the counter, and look good. And that's kind of part of DESPAIGNE's makeup, as indeed Le Cruz. And look at him dance round the outside of the ring, and that's just what he's doing now. He's going to try and make the judges think that RAMASKEVICH isn't up to the same class and standard, and finish strongly here.
DESPAIGNE looking the stronger of the two as we finish. He's got the 2-point lead on all of the judges' scorecards. RAMASKEVICH finally starting to look tired. DESPAIGNE, less than 10 seconds to go. The most successful nation at the Olympics in boxing and the World Championships. Their first season in the WSB. Surely they are the WSB Season 4 champions. It came down to a tie-break, and this man, Arisnoidys DESPAIGNE, stepped up and has finished off the hopes of the Azeri nation. We have to wait for the judges' scorecards, though.
What a step up to the plate from this young man, Yauheni RAMASKEVICH. I've watched his fights in the WSB, as I said, throughout the season, and he really is a class act. We saw that in rounds 2, 3, 4. He started to lose energy because DESPAIGNE just kind of pushed too much. And of course, the 4th and 5th, I think, have gone, deservedly to Arisnoidys DESPAIGNE. But the official verdict, we still need.
Joshua, 46.
No hugs there or handshakes between the two boxers.
Jeffrey, 46, 49. The winner is...
It is
Arisnoidys DESPAIGNE.
46-49. He's won the final round as well. And, well, the WSB finals is won to a chorus of boos here as the locals felt RAMASKEVICH did enough to take the win, but, well, Arisnoidys DESPAIGNE was just magnificent on the night. He finished the way he started. The middle round, RAMASKEVICH really did put in a performance, but it just wasn't enough. That was the right decision, and Cuba are season 4 champions. Here is the trophy in their debut season. The most extraordinarily brilliant boxing nation has done it. All 3 of the judges seeing it exactly the same. Well, Will, what a way to finish. Just the same as last season. Season 3 won by the Kazakhstan Arlands. It went to a tiebreaker and they pulled it off against Ukraine. And now Cuba, they were 5-4 down. La Cruz and then DESPAIGNE. 2 of the most confident and impressive boxers the Cubans have. And 3-0. A complete points whitewash for both of them. It was a resounding win in the end, but it was nailed.